So you've been upgrading your setup. You've got a
Mm,
pretty sick setup that you're streaming on Twitch with.
I do.
I gotta know. You got new monitors. You got a sick mouse pad. Can you like?
Yep.
Can we just show it off a little?
Yeah, so you're on a webcam, so I'm gonna like finagle this around. It's a little bit of a mess in here because my dog has to start being crate trained, and I have a very
Oh,
small place, so I keep his crate in here,
you
and then
got
I've got like a bunch
onesies.
of
Yeah.
pillows and like blankets because I had to redo all the laundry, and I have no place to put everything. And my cable management is atrocious, so I'll take
Me
you in
too.
here.
Me
So
too.
hi. So here's you guys.
Oh, hey.
This is my newest TV from LG. This is the LG C10. It is a 4K TV,
Whoa.
HDR OLED panel, so you get the blackest blacks, and it has 120 hertz refresh rate, which is one of the first TVs I've ever seen that does that. 48 inches. I have it wall mounted with the LEDs behind it.
What's up, Mom? I'm on the big screen.
Yeah.
Hey, there you are.
Hey.
Mama's on the
And,
big screen.
It's G-Sync compatible too. So if you're Team
Whoa.
Green and you use an NVIDIA graphics card, you can G-Sync everything so that you have no screen tearing.
Love that
Yeah.
stream deck too.
Yes, so I got the Stream Deck XL from my friends at Elgato. This
Ooh.
thing is sick. So this is connected to the streaming PC, which is over there, so that I can, switch between scenes super easily.
Is that a Scarlett? What's that? Is that an M Audio? What's that interface right there?
So yeah, so that's my Focusrite 4i4. I had the Solo and I had the 2i2 first, but that thing is great. I've got my XLR plugged in, which is plugged into my SM7B, which is on the Rode PSA1. As part of LG's like campaign for the TV, they have this zero-in little LED.
Yeah.
Like it's super bright.
Whoa.
It's really bright. I have my KRK Rocket 5s that are my favorite studio monitors to use. And on top of those, I have my Elgato key lights that I use for streaming. And one of the coolest parts
Nice.
about the Elgato stuff too is the lights. I also have the green screen. And not only is it sick for streaming, but it's also really cool because I'm doing a lot of like Zoom auditions and like Zoom director callbacks and things. And so it's always nice to have like a clean backdrop and good lighting. And so the Elgato key lights come in really clutch for that.
Yeah, for sure.
I currently have an awesome partnership with the guys at SteelSeries. So I've got my Apex TKL keyboard, which is RGB and has this sick magnetic wrist rest. I got some
Love
little-
that. That's so cool.
This sick mouse pad from SteelSeries, which is super glidey, and this is their Aerox 3 wireless mouse, which is currently plugged in just to charge, but
Oh,
it's got a
wow.
bunch of
Whoa.
holes in it to cut down on weight. It's I think like 66 grams and RGB.
Very
Super
cool.
Do you notice a difference gaming with the lighter mouse?
I can do flick shots super easy because it's like I'm not holding anything, so like it's just basically as fast as I can move my hand, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Damn.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I've got another LG monitor over here that is also 1440p, 120 hertz or 144 hertz, and this one is connected to the gaming PC, which is down here.
Ooh.
So this is from my friends at NZXT, so we talked a little bit earlier about how I booked 13 Reasons Why and then like asked to buy Overwatch.
Mhm.
One of the other things I did while I was filming season 1 is I took some of the money and I built my first PC. And when I was doing that, I used a bunch of components from NZXT. And then a year later, they started their build service at it's letsbuild.com, BLD, where they make like pre-made games. And they gifted me the very first build that they ever did.
Aw.
Yeah, and they're so cool too. They have great customer service, and whenever I had any issues at all with my PC or had any ideas for upgrades, their HQ is in City of Industry, so like just an hour drive from LA. And so I would
Perfect.
just bring the PC to them. They would do some cool stuff for it and then send it back. So I've since like upgraded the case to one of their larger cases, and then they were upgrading my motherboard because they developed their own motherboard for the Z390 chipset. And so
Nice.
my original processor didn't fit the new chipset for the motherboard. So they upgraded
What do you got
my
in there now?
processor. I think I have an 8800K. I can check though.
There we go.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I'm
Very
like-
beautiful. And that's
That
so
is
what a
great.
full circle too.
Exactly. Again, like just like being super grateful and coming to a point where like I got to buy everything and like had to save up to now being able to work with these awesome companies. And that's also one of the things that I'm very conscious about when I promote or work with companies is that I try to really only stick with people that I've previously bought from already and would recommend to anyone. Yeah, so in this thing, I have an i7 8700K, 32 gigs of RAM, and then I recently have gotten to work with the guys at EVGA that make my favorite GPUs because they just have like the best build quality, the best coolers on them. And so I recently swapped out my 1080 Ti for a brand new 3090. Hey!
So sick.
I have the 3090 in there. It's amazing, especially playing at 4K on the OLED. And then they also hooked it up back here behind the other monitor. This is the Xbox Series X. And then behind that here is a tiny little small form factor PC that the guys at EVGA built for me that has a 2070 Super in it as my streaming PC.
Whoa,
Very
nice.
cool. So you got that dual PC set up.
Exactly.
Nice.
Streaming with NDIs and, software to like use one mouse over everything.
Wow.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. EVGA has their own capture card that they released too called the XR1 that I use to game capture console gameplay and stream that. And then along with the SteelSeries stuff, SteelSeries makes this amazing wireless headset called the Arctis Pro Wireless, which uses this little box.
So pretty.
Which I was actually
very cool.
Yeah, and so it's like super customizable. You can take the headband off in these magnetic ear cups, and that works on like the PS4, the Arctis 7X wireless for the Xbox Series X.
Nice.
Dang, I love that.
Nice.
Yeah, and so it's all like very pretty, very cool.
So smooth. Oh, it's like butter. Oh my gosh.
And not to take us out of like the tech aspect of it, but I saw you have like a little xylophone or something sitting around. Can we get a taste?
I got a couple really cool instruments. So this is actually my girlfriend just bought me this, and it is she bought this for me as a Christmas present and was too eager to give it to me because she wanted me to use it and record it. So it's just here. Let me point the mic at it so you can hear it.
Ooh.
The more you know.
Magical. That's. I feel like I'm either on a subway in Japan or I'm listening to like a morning radio show. And either way, I'm happy.
Time for Devin's life tips. Bring.
Bring.
Whoa! Wait, what is that?
I don't know what they're called, but I can play the Harry Potter theme song on it.
Oh yeah,
gotta hear it.
Gotta hear it.
Wait.
Yes, I love it.
That is legit. Wow.
That was great.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
Damn it. Well, man, thank you for taking us through your setup. Wait, what is this? What is this? Is that you and your girl?
Yeah, that's me and my girl. I keep her on the desk all the time that way when I'm like making music and stuff. And then we've got like the guitars on the wall, the bass guitar, the Acoustasonic, acoustic electric Telecaster, Telecaster, my American Ultra, or no, that's a movie. This is, that is what it's called. This is the American Ultra Electric, and then over here we've got the Alessi V49, I believe, or no, V61. It's a 61 key MIDI controller.
Very sick.
NZXT.
Nice.
NZXT, man.
Reppin'.
And then I've got my ukuleles on the wall here.
Oh, I love that.
And some MIDI controllers here. We've got the Novation Impulse 49 key, then the Korg Minilog hardware synthesizer, and then the Ableton Push 2. And then we also have the Elgato Wavelink mic here. It's just called the Wave. And having that plugged in, I use that as a secondary mic sometimes. I use my SM7B as my main mic.
Oh, nice.
But having the Wave plugged in allows me to use Elgato's Wavelink program, which is a really amazing software mixer that allows me to route all my PC audio to different like mixer so that I can adjust the audio on the fly. If my chat says that like the game is too loud for them, I can adjust the game sound for them independently from myself, which is super sick. So
very handy.
That's something I need in my life also. So I'm gonna get that. That's incredible. I love that. And what DAW did you say you're using to make music?
I use Ableton. Ableton Live 10, which Live 11 is coming out. So there's Ableton recording my audio right now.
Hey.
Love it. Look at that.
You were gonna show us something, and you're like, "Don't let me forget." Or at the end, you were gonna show us.
Oh yeah, for Aaron, it was the Batman from Jim Lee.
Yes.
All right, so Jim is awesome, by the way. Yeah. He's like one of the coolest dudes. And so he gave me this copy of Hush, and on the inside he wrote, "For Devin, stalking is a crime," because my character Tyler is like kind of a stalker in season 1 of our show, and it's Batman saying it, and his signature, and
dude,
it's so cool.
It's one of like the coolest things that I have, comic book wise.
That is so cool, and just
I'm also wearing my NZXT jumpsuit.
Nice. Dude, I love it. You're really repping, and I love it. I respect
what you need is the NZXT onesie. I think that's what we need. That's what we need.
If they sell one, I would get it.
There we go. NZXT, get on that. Get our boy Devin a hood.
Yep.
That's what a onesie with a hood. I love it. Well, thank you so much again for taking us through your setup. Of course. I was taking notes, and I'm going to be definitely emulating a lot of your setup because it's amazing.